First, let's meet Ra'anan Ziv and his mother, Yael. Ra'anan was a non-observant teenager who decided to come closer to Judaism through Chabad. The fact that there is now a gap of lifestyle between Ra'anan and his mother, as his mother is non-observant, doesn't interfere with their work together as a puppeteer and a puppet creator. Ra'anan Ziv is a puppeteer who tours the country with a puppet show for children. But we decided to visit Ra'anan at his mother's house in Haifa, where his puppets are created.
This puppet is made out of sponge. It's a very simple doll.
As a non-observant high school student, Ra'anan Ziv learned theater and drama. Years later, after Ra'anan became religious, he found himself returning to the stage. Ra'anan Ziv was working as a social activity coordinator for yeshivas. The various theaters and puppet shows that he encountered in his work drove him to involve himself with puppets.
I was drawn to the field, so I started thinking. I remembered what I learned in high school, and I decided that I wanted to do something. In Chabad, we believe that you shouldn't run away from a talent you have. Rather, you should fill it with Jewish values.
In the beginning, in 1997, Ra'anan worked on his own. After he started working with different artists who helped him design his shows, Ra'anan decided to approach his mother.
My big breakthrough was when my mother retired. I convinced her to start creating puppets. In the beginning, she didn't want to.
I told him, "What's your problem, puppets? What are you talking about? At my age, I start playing with dolls?" So he said, "I'll give you a puppet that I have, and you copy it and make more puppets." So I told him, "Okay, let's try. We'll see."
Yael enjoyed creating the puppets, but felt that she needed to learn how to create puppets professionally. And so Yael learned the art of creating puppets in a professional puppet school. A mother and son working together is common in the world of puppets. In many cities throughout the world, puppet theaters are managed by families.
Puppet theater is very family-oriented. There isn't much profit in this field, so people do it out of love, through an inner drive, and so in many cases, it's a family business.
The working relationship between a puppeteer and the puppet creator can sometimes be tense. The demands and requirements that the puppeteer presents when ordering the puppet and the many corrections that he usually requests after the puppet's ready can drive the puppet creator up the wall. Even though it might not be like this in all cases, in Ra'anan and his mother's case, their family relationship helps make the puppet creating process calm and pleasant.
Throughout the process of creating a puppet, I can drive him out of his mind, nagging him. What do you want? How many centimeters? What angle? What color?
When it's a family member, there's more patience and tolerance, and that's why it works very well.
It happens often that I come with a puppet and he says, "That's exactly what I wanted."
Since Ra'anan became religious, his lifestyle and that of his mother's has grown far from one another. This gap doesn't bother the work, on the contrary. They each bring their own style to the puppets. In the beginning, Ra'anan's plays were based on traditional Jewish tales about communities and villages in Europe. Yael, who was working as a teacher for young children at the time, told Ra'anan that he must change his style.
I told him, "Why are you using these stories with Gentile peasants and villages? What do they understand about this?" So he said, "But those are the stories that they hear." So I told him to forget about their stories. Today he writes all his own plays, so it's more authentic for the children.
The topics presented in Ra'anan's plays are all related to Jewish concepts.
Of course, it's not instead of a lesson or instead of school. It's light and easy. We convey the Jewish message in a light and easy way.
Inspired by Sesame Street and the Muppets, Ra'anan has a lot of humor in his plays. The mood and atmosphere of the play is something that is taken into account when creating the puppets.
The puppet determines the nature of the show. If you have smiley, soft dolls, the show will be smiley and soft accordingly.
So what's the secret that makes the puppets so attractive and magnificent?
The puppet lets people express feelings and emotions that otherwise they'd keep deep inside.
You could do anything with it. There are no boundaries.
The young goat always represents a bashful character. So if we have a scene with the goat, it will be a scene that could help a bashful child to deal with his nature.
The combination of the messages together with the childish humor in his shows is what lets Ra'anan Ziv reach a diverse audience.
I reach Orthodox schools where I meet children who've never seen a puppet show. On the other hand, I've reached places where they've never heard these kind of Jewish messages.
Okay, it's time to say goodbye.
Yeah, we have to say goodbye, okay?
Bye-bye.
So, bye everybody. We'll be back in the studio right after this.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye. Shalom. We have to say shalom. It's Israeli salad.
Okay. Shalom.